Hey there, it's awesome to be here, and thank you so much for being on this call today because I know firsthand the incredible impact money mindset and personal resilience can really have on our business and personal growth. And I'm Mandy Gibbons. I'm a resilience coach and have successfully coached many men and women in mindset, including money mindset and mental and emotional resilience over the past 20 years. And guess what we're talking about today? You shifting your relationship with money. And this is going to create some really powerful insights for you. And I don't say that lightly because issues around money mindset and experiencing money challenges as an entrepreneur goes hand in hand, right, with both your personal and business growth and can play out in how you value yourself as well. And that's why we feel so much emotion around money, right? And why we can feel uncomfy with it and why it can cause so much conflict between people. And it's also why people feel shame and resentment and anger and grief around money, and why people feel guilty wanting to make lots of money or wanting to have financial independence. And we pick this up from role models and what we've been taught over the years from others. And I see this with women, especially being told that they don't have to worry about money, to let men take care of the money, that women aren't taught money skills, that wanting to achieve and be really ambitious with money will make you unattractive because men don't want women who make great money. And then that kind of gets drummed into you, right? And that we're not supposed to want to be interested in making or creating incredible money in our lives. And it eventually becomes a part of who we are. And even if you have goals and ambitions around that, women often can put those aside, right? Worried about how you'll be perceived as a woman and not maybe being feminine enough. And with men, it's not being taught money skills earlier, yet at the same time having fear and pressure around money because they've had it drummed into them, right, from an early age that their value is placed on how much money they provide. That as soon as they get into a serious relationship, get married, that they're going to be trapped forever financially, which causes a huge amount of stress. And this is why you'll see men putting off getting married or having a family or having a relationship commitments because they want to be financially set up, because they don't want to be perceived as a man who can't provide. And so as entrepreneurs and business owners, we give so much of ourselves, right? It feels so personal, and it's the absolute truth that the entrepreneurial journey is the best personal growth journey that you can take, because it's courageous, it's exciting, it's challenging, but it also brings up the inner challenges, right? Our thoughts and our emotions around money and success as well. And every entrepreneur that I've coached in mindset and resilience, men and women in all ranges of income, from just starting out in business through to multiple seven figures annually and upwards, all experience roadblocks with money at every income level, no matter how many years of experience that they've had. And that's because every single one of us, we all have like our own individual relationship with money. And that's why you see people creating, money situations and challenges in their lives without even realizing that they're doing it. And it's the same patterns over and over again based on their values within themselves and money. And I'll give you a quick example. You may have experienced this yourself, right? And I see this come up when coaching women probably more than men, and that's feeling uncomfortable asking and receiving money in return for services when starting out, or even raising prices when you're in business for a while. And I've asked clients who experience this, would you be more okay with receiving, say, $250 or $1,000, whatever the amount is of your services, right? Of your favorite wine or spirits, or $250 or $1,000 in cash. And their choice was wine or spirits. And in every case, it was because it felt more like a gift, right, than accepting cash. They didn't feel shame or guilt around accepting it. And even though their prices and or price increases represented exceptional services and value. And it's these beliefs that we push to the side, right? We don't even realize how they play out in our money, business, and personal mindset. And as a side note, if you feel a little bit uncomfortable with selling your services or asking for money in return for your services, most people don't realize that the original meaning of the word sell is to give. And so you're giving value, right? You're creating value in someone else's life. In exchange, you're receiving value or money back. And so here's what's so exciting about the mindset blocks that you experience around money, because all of us are humans, right? We have beliefs, thoughts, feelings. All of these can be rewired, and you can start working on your unique personal relationship with money today. And that's because of that exact same reason, right? We can transform that relationship with money so you can change your own money legacy. And just like connections with people, you can create and experience an awesome, inspiring, fun relationship with money that drives you and moves you forward when challenges arise. And being aware and seeing it as it comes up, valuing and improving your relationship with money, knowing your unique money personality will help you exponentially with your personal and business growth. And I want to help you do that today the best I can in this short lesson. And if you have any questions, by all means, you can reach out to me by email. So two big things that we're going to cover today, and I'll go into them in a little bit more detail, and I'll provide a PDF with this as well, so you can focus on this training and then you can come back to it over and over again, right? Number one is increasing your money comfort level. We're going to dig a little bit deeper into this, and this is taking an honest, transparent look at what comes up for you emotionally when you answer these questions, and I'll cover the questions in a moment. Because whether you like or don't like what you see in your bank account or what's coming in and out of your business, you have a subconscious agreement with yourself that this is what you're comfy with, right? And the awesome part about this is that you have the power to change how you feel, which will allow you to take responsibility and feel more comfortable growing your income with your numbers and that you see coming into your business and your bank account wallet, but also how you feel within yourself. So you're going to need a pen and paper for this to write down your answers. So first question, what amount are you comfy having in your bank account or a savings account, and how much you're comfortable having in your wallet? So, how much spending availability on your credit card, how much you comfortable bringing into your business or as a personal income. If you track your money, what are you comfortable seeing coming in on a regular basis? And then write those amounts down. This is just like a starting point to give you some clarity, right? Okay, the second question, where do you feel vulnerable having more money? Because usually emotionally, money and safety are so closely related. And for some people, there can be reliefs around feeling unsafe around money, such as family members or people around you wanting to take advantage of you the more money you have. Or you might subconsciously believe that in order to have a lot of money, people will by default judge you and think ill of you, right? For having more money than them, and that you'll lose love or people around you. Or even that if you earn larger amounts of money at certain times, that it's just a big fluke, right? And it'll go away. And what these questions do, they really just help you feel more aware of where you're feeling at the moment. So this third question, how do you feel about rich people? And a common belief around money is that making lots of money, people that are, wealthy, that they have to do bad things to get there, right? So, no matter if you think a rich person is good or bad, you will find evidence either way, right? You will actually go out and look for that. If you see values in rich people that aren't congruent to yours, it's easy to choose to find proof of that and decide you don't want to be like them. And so you'd be surprised how many entrepreneurs that I've coached that have sabotaged themselves with their belief around this in the past and have then had to turn this around. And you can do this pretty quickly too by aligning your core values to actually having money in them. Okay, fourth question. Often we can place our own self-value around the numbers we see in the bank account, right? No matter what that amount is. So, for some people, $100 might feel triggering. For others, it can be 10,000. There's no right or wrong here. This is more about you being honest with yourself and your emotions around this. So, what do your numbers mean for you? And write the amount down, the amounts of money that trigger you. So the next part of this exercise, go through the steps again. And then when you write your numbers down, for the emotions and feelings and thoughts that come up for you that might make you feel uncomfortable, on those numbers, add a 0 to them. So if that's $100, that makes it 1,000. If it's 5,000, it makes it 50,000. If it's 10,000, it makes it 100,000. And this isn't pie in the sky stuff. There's no right or wrong here. And you'll notice the feelings and the thoughts and beliefs that are in here like start to intensify, right? And so what this does is that it offers clearer insights, the goal being to help you rewire your mind and emotions around the feelings of having more money in your business and in your personal life. So with this new number with the zero added on the end of it, what thoughts and feelings do you now become aware of? It may be that you become more excited, right? It may bring up a little bit more fear, but just write it down. As I said, there's no right or wrong here. Okay, this next bit is really, really cool. So here's how to kickstart and shift your emotions and your thoughts. And I do this with my clients, especially if they're feeling stuck in that cycle, right? But want to change that quickly while creating results at the same time. So whatever the thoughts that show up that challenge you, write down the opposite. And I'll give you an example of that so you know what I'm talking about here. So it might be, people will judge me and I'll lose friends if I make a lot of money. So turn that into people who care about me. They love me for who I am, the strong, courageous, loving, list your other qualities person that I am. And the more I focus on being aligned with this, I'll also by default choose and attract more supportive people congruent with those values into my life. And the purpose being here to help give you some clarity, but also to help remove the conditions that you've placed around money and love. And so it gives you the opportunity now to go get started on looking for evidence on that being true, right? Because that's now on your mind. So you'll want to be able to look for things that show up in your life that prove that. And by taking action on this, that will take place, right? Because if you choose to look for it, you'll absolutely find it. Okay, so this is the last part of this exercise. So create small or large steps that you can start taking now, right? So operating from where you choose to be versus where you wish you were. So choose one thing that challenges you that you can physically take action on today, this week, whether that's a phone call, a conversation that shifts you out of your comfort zone. And, maybe it's the way that you talk about money to yourself or to others. And by taking these small regular steps, you'll create more momentum, right? And we often brush off the small stuff, thinking, it won't make an impact. But when you take lots of smaller steps, it creates so much personal resilience and self-integrity with yourself as well, right? Which is incredibly important, especially in business and in life in general. And it helps strengthen your faith by proving to yourself and creates a track record on a regular basis that you can master your mind and emotions, that you can powerfully problem solve and generate solutions and opportunities and overcome beliefs that you've been hanging on to that have been holding you back. And as you follow through on each one, make sure you write them down. Like, over 1 year at once per week, that's 52 moments of accomplishment, of overcoming challenges, that you hadn't have achieved or overcome 12 months before that. This is really exciting, guys. So this whole process, you can apply this pretty much to anything to your life, not just money. Okay, this is the second point that I wanted to share with you today, and that's taking back your relationship and power with money. Because, first off, we can be incredibly harsh and judgmental towards ourselves, right? And that's because as an entrepreneur, let's face it, we're unique in that we have ambition and we think outside of the box more. We hold ourselves to higher standards because we want to achieve, we want to make an impact and create legacy, wealth, and change lives for those that we love and, and care about, those around us, and want to live a life that feels purposeful and driven to us. So of course we're going to put pressure on ourselves because it brings up feeling of how we're going to be perceived, right? Amongst all the other things we've got going on in our heads and running through our emotions, right? Which shows up in all areas, including money and how we feel about money. And it can do two things, right? It can motivate you and put a real fire in your belly. So you get super curious and go after your money goals and work on yourself because you're excited to learn and improve and achieve. Or it can make you feel like you haven't held up your agreement to yourself, to do all these amazing things with money that you wanted to do, right? And can convince you, to maybe not take action that you want to take, and feeling like you can't do those things in some way. And just like any relationship that you have, like, you want an awesome one, right? And so you can do that with money. And I'm going to show you how to have acceptance, compassion for yourself and the challenges, and not let them define you, right? So you can face them absolutely head on and powerfully move forward in your business and with your money. So, you don't have to be money perfect. You just need to be on the path to how you choose to go about creating more money for you, your family, and in your business, via your business, and what you want out of life. And you can do that by leveraging your strengths and your own unique relationship with money and your business. And by the way, if you have a team, having your team discover their unique relationship with money can also help you leverage them and their strengths and skills within your business too. Okay, B, know that it's okay to not be perfect at the beginning of learning something. Like, tell yourself you're going to give yourself 6 months or 12 months to learn something. So you're okay with being in the process of learning and being curious about money and aligning it with your goals and values. C, stop giving your power away with money. And you don't have to be a financial planner or an accountant. It's simply paying attention to your money and knowing the important things, like how much your taxes will be, not overpaying for services that don't support you making more money in your business, and checking your invoices, right? Because mistakes get made by vendors. I mean, we're all human, right? And doing this straight away helps build rapport within you, and also helps dispel the fears, right, and resistance around your ability to be good with money, because you're proving to yourself that you can manage your money, and you can just keep learning along the way. And for the things that you're finding really difficult and challenging, hire someone to do those things and to teach you if you want to learn those, or they can just do it themselves, do it for you, just so that you've got that help there. D, choose to feel safe with money, feeling safe with money, in your ability to feel safe with money, feeling safe making more money and lots of money, even during the challenges, offers you freedom and options, right? And by taking responsibility for your money, following the steps that, we've gone over, not only empowers you financially and your business, but also those around you that, you want your money to impact. And when you're operating from a place of feeling more secure, you get to enjoy your money more. E, take control and don't ignore your challenges. When fears show up, your feelings and emotions, don't ignore them. There's nothing to be afraid of here, right? Be honest with yourself. Everyone has money strengths and money challenges. And like anything, if you try to push aside something and ignore it, it will by default dominate your actions and your thoughts and how you feel about things. So rather than having it run your life, put yourself in the driver's seat with your money, right? And really stand powerful in that, because your challenges will help offer you, opportunities for solutions, including setting stronger boundaries with money. Boundaries are so important with money, through to speaking more confidently, having money conversations around, sponsorships and collaborations, and leveraging your hours and your time. Like, it empowers you in so many unexpected ways, and it impacts who your clients are, how you market yourself confidently, how you put yourself out there and build your email list, how you speak on the phone with clients, and how profitable you make your business. All these work in connection, right, with your relationship with money, how you feel about money, because it plays out in all areas of your business and each touch point in your business. And there's one more thing. I wasn't going to include this, but I really feel like I should in this. So, and it's super, super simple, but it's a big game changer, right? And that's gratefulness mindset, and really celebrating where you are financially. And this is going to sound kind of woo-woo, but this will actually help you shift gears in your mind and within yourself emotionally. So you look at money and where you're at financially through a different lens or perspective, right? So I challenge you to do this for 30 days, to write down one thing that you're grateful for financially, and one thing that you're grateful for in your everyday life, right? And just commit to doing that for 30 days. And remember what I mentioned earlier to you about how by default you look for evidence of things. And so when you challenge yourself to do these, it actually helps you look for evidence of things to be grateful for with your money in your life. And by default, you'll start to see more things to be grateful for as you move through this. You'll be writing, things down and going, oh yeah, and something will pop into your head, right? And remind you of something else that you need to be grateful for. And it will make you feel so awesome inside, right? And without realizing it, you'll open yourself up to having a bit more fun and adventure with your money in your life. And that's incredibly important, because as we get older, we lose that childhood wonderment, right? And we lose peace and joy, which means our creativity starts to disappear from our lives. So when we introduce gratefulness and creativity and joy back into our lives, we're able to think outside of the box more, right? It helps brings us more peace. So, and feel free when you've done this 30 days, like, email it to me. I'll celebrate it with you. I love celebrating wins with people, right? So yeah, email it to me after the 30 days and we can like high five it together, because I'm excited for you and what insights you actually receive from going through this process. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up because we're on a bit of a time limit here. But it's been so awesome sharing this with you today. And I'm sure you can see how passionate I am about this. And I've used these techniques with myself in all kinds of areas of my life, right? I have a pretty cool backstory, which I can share with you another day. And I can tell you, that these techniques have created some pretty awesome results for myself and my clients too. And if you'd like to pinpoint your own unique money personality, so you know why you make the decisions that you make around money, right? And get to know your strengths and your challenges, your money boundaries, what inspires you and motivates you, and your natural gifts around money. Because by knowing this, you get to create a money path based on least resistance, right? And utilizing your natural talents to achieve your money goals for a more empowered, positive, and effective mindset with money. Just email me and I'll send a simple assessment to you, and feel free to email it back to me, and I can jump on a quick call with you and offer you some insights and action steps to effectively utilize your money strengths. Easy peasy. And you'll be surprised at what comes up, but also how much truth telling there is in this, right? Because this is about being transparent with yourself so you can move forward really, really powerfully with yourself and money. And if you'd like to work together, to work with me as your coach and support you to powerfully conquer those self-imposed limitations, to shifting you to a place of peace and strength and courage and confidence and decisiveness and fulfillment with your mindset, and growing your mental and emotional resilience so you can really harness your ambition while staying true to your core values and authenticity, I invite you to reach out to me via the following email address, and I've got special pricing options for students in the C program, for one-to-one coaching, for group coaching, and for workshops. So massive hugs. It's been so awesome sharing this time with you today, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a fantastic day.